Welcome to the Fast Guide to the Fast Diet for people too lazy to read the book. Let's start with a little science. It's natural for most mammals, including humans, to experience feast and famine rather than the constant grazing that has become normal for most people in the developed world. Our body is therefore built to expect fasts. Experiments conducted over the past 50 years have shown a link between restricting calories and long life, in rodents at least. Some people have put themselves on permanent low-calorie diets, mainly of fruit and vegetables, and this seems to lead to better overall health, but at the price most of us would not be willing to pay. So, many scientists believe that fasting for 2 days a week is enough to trigger significant health benefits and to help people lose weight. By restricting calorie intake on fast days to a quarter of their normal level, 600 for a man, 500 for a woman, the body appears to do two things. Firstly, it goes into repair mode. Exactly why this should be the case isn't known, but there's good evidence that fasting encourages the body to heal itself. Furthermore, eating causes the production of growth hormones that, whilst they're necessary, can be dangerous if they're continually produced. Essentially, adult humans in the Western world feed themselves as if they are growing children. The second thing that seems to happen during a fast is that the body burns fat. On a standard diet, once you've shifted some weight, you get to a point where it's hard to lose more. This may be because you're eating just enough food to prevent fat being burned. On fast days, however, the body must burn fat to get its calories. So, by fasting twice a week, you can both lose weight and become more healthy. However, that's not the best part. Think about a normal diet. Whichever of the popular diet plans you follow, they all amount to reducing your calorific intake every day. The result is that you feel as though you're missing out, and in the end most people give them up. The 5-2 diet is fundamentally different. You heavily restrict your calories on 2 days of the week, but eat completely normally with no calorie counting on the other days. In fact, it's essential that you do this. It's all about psychology. Whereas traditional diets are about depriving yourself permanently, on the 5-2 diet you're never more than a day away from being able to eat what you like. So when you get hungry, and you will, you can remind yourself that tomorrow you can eat normally. This is a critically important motivator. So, 2 days a week you restrict yourself to 500 or 600 calories, and the rest of the week you eat normally. How simple is that? Once you've reached your weight goal, you can reduce this to fasting 1 day per week forever to maintain your new level of health and sveltness. Let's look at some 5-2 tactics for getting the most out of your fast days. Tactic 1. Take your measurements. Weigh yourself, work out your BMI, and if your scales allow it, find your body fat percentage. Measure around your belly button and neck. If you don't do this, you won't know for certain whether you're achieving your health goals. Weigh yourself every 2 weeks and take the other measurements after a month. Tactic 2. Fast on regular days. Most people fast on Mondays and Thursdays, leaving the weekend free. Tactic 3. Don't skip breakfast if you normally have it. Most people have a 200-calorie breakfast and then eat again in the evening. This gives a clear fast period of 10 to 12 hours during the day. Tactic 4. Pack your dinner full of protein and veg. Protein helps stave off appetite, and most vegetables are very low calorie compared with meat. The exception is the good old potato, which is of course high in carbs. Which brings us to tactic 5. Swap carbs out. The easiest way to plan your 300 or 400 calorie main meal is to swap the carbs for other veg. Raw potatoes are around 1 calorie per gram and so make up 250 to 300 calories in a normal portion. Raw pasta is even more calorific. So get rid of the carbs and replace them with carrots, 1 medium carrot is 30 calories, peas, broccoli or mushrooms. If you're cooking for others who are not on the diet, you can base your recipe on theirs but leave out the carbs. Tactic 6. Quorn is your friend. Quorn chicken pieces are half the calories of chicken breast, half the price and twice the fibre. Add them to a stir fry and you would be hard pressed to tell the difference. And Henny Penny didn't have to make the ultimate sacrifice. So what can you expect? You will be hungry on a fast day, in my case usually between noon and mid-afternoon. Get used to the fact that you're hungry and accept it. Bear in mind that it's when you're hungry that nasty fat is being burned. Contrary to popular belief, a healthy person will not experience a sugar dip, faintness or weakness on a fast day. I've found that I sometimes get cold, particularly my hands, as my body goes into emergency mode. Again, this is when the fat is being burned. The first couple of weeks will be the most difficult. In my case, after 6 weeks, the 2-day fast had become routine. As for results, I lost over half a stone in those 6 weeks. My body fat percentage reduced significantly, as did my tummy measurements. So there you are, my lightning guide to the 5-2 eating plan. I strongly recommend reading the official book. It only takes a couple of hours. After all, this is potentially life-changing, so isn't it worth missing EastEnders for? Farewell and happy fasting.